nation building pillar. So you have to take just one warm-up activity. I will take up. I'll not do much this one. I would like to present just 1 minute. Clearly visible, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I would like to have one warm-up activity. Please, teachers, just go through the warm-up activity. Just read that because mathematics always involves thinking. Just read that story. It is a famous story from Tenali Ramans. And we'll see the solution at the last, how the things would happen. If anybody knows the answer, please make it yourself when it comes in the end, how to. I think I can scroll. Shall I scroll to next slide, teachers? Do you need 1 more minute? Am I audible, madam? Yeshi, madam?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Is it visible? Okay. Shall I scroll to next slide, madam?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before that, we go to the actual thing. I would like to have a 1 minute to 2 minute interaction about the foundational literacy and numeracy. Numeracy is a very, very important concept because it is dealing with our everyday life. Even the people who are not that much educated, or not even school gone also, for example, you take the people who are working in labor, this one also, they also should have that basic numeracy skills to understand what is numeracy, counting, minimum. So that is a very, very important aspect of our foundational literacy and numeracy. Before I present the lesson plan, it is a very simple lesson plan. Already the lesson plan is indicated to you which lesson I am going to take. Somebody is I think, okay, sure. Okay, so this is this one. So what is the numeracy? Next we'll go to the, what is the actual process of numeracy and how that numeracy will affect our thinking. To develop logical thinking, very, very important, to develop logical thinking and reasoning strategies in their everyday activities. We need numeracy to solve problems and make sense of numbers, time, patterns, shapes, and activities. Even in house also, cooking, how much water to be added, for how much rice to be cooked. And so reading instructions, even in sports also, we have all these numeracy skills are very, very important. Next, foundational numeracy, as Nipun Bharat has some foundational numeracy areas. The one is pre-number concepts. Before actually we jump into the ocean, we should learn how to swim in a pond. So this is one. 3 number concepts are very, very important, especially in Balvatikas, which you have opened. Count and understand the number system, and also how to comparisons, smaller, bigger, large, short. These are the things. And numbers and operation are numbers, basic operations, shapes and spatial understanding, measurement, data handling. These are the some important concepts laid down by the foundational numeracy classes. So now, very, very important we are coming is the conceptual areas. One should not teach the, as already our two teachers, HMs told, we did not teach the stories. Even math textbook also having a lot of concepts in the form of stories, especially areas, boundary, all are having a king giving some wire to make a fencing. Also. So these things we should have the conceptual areas. These are the areas covered in primary level mathematics, and it goes in a spiral way into the high school also in a different form of theorems and other things. Shapes and spatial understanding, numbers and number operations, money, measurement, mass, volume, time, data handling, and the patterns. So these are the basic operations, basic conceptual areas what we cover in our mathematical textbooks. So before having the strategy, what we have to have, because basic things we should know, how to make a strategy, what are the main elements of a strategy. Already Madam indicated that we have a different set of learners in the classes. So first of all, the first thing we have to know before planning is know your pupils. So first we should know our target group in the class whom we are going to give some concept. I'm not telling a lesson, I'm telling a concept. So planning the lesson to give that concept. So how to give a lesson, a concept in the form of, for example, you take the banana as a lesson. So inside, when you peel off the banana skin, it is the concept. So what we are going to give? We don't, this one. So lesson things, the story things should be sided over. As already Sudha Madam told, no, the story is not important. What meaning, some X, Y, Z name is not important. What is the basic important is the concept. So when you peel off the skin of a banana, the main eating part will come. So that is the essential concept you are giving to the child. So that's how we have to give. Effective questioning techniques. So our classes should not be boredom to the children. It should have the interaction between the students and the teacher. Learner, instead of student, I'll call it learner. So learner should be actively involved by the asking a form of a question. So the student should come out. Already they're there. So we are building then I'll come to the last part of the lesson plan. I will tell how to build up the thing already existing. The children know something is already in his mind because in his daily life experiences. Then explain this instruction. It should not be ambiguous. Suppose I'm telling something not clear, you tell that automatically, you tell that boredom. Then the second time the learner will not be having any interest. He will tell, sir, madam, I want to go to washroom, and he will skip your class in many ways. Next, differentiate the learner's styles. Then appropriate TLMs and resources are very, very, very important. You need not TLMs mean you need not be every time in TLMs. This one will write a gum, paste. What you take gum or paste or chart paper, anything. You should be having the application in the particular lesson. Then finally, the assessment in the form of summative or formative assessment. We have to assessment should be very perfect. Or one more assessment is adaptive assessment. That is very, very important, which sometimes we are not having that concept in our mind at all. Adaptive assessment, where the adaptive assessment is required for whom? Then reinforcing effort and providing recognition. When the child tells something good, or it may not be correct also, just you appreciate the child. Oh, very good effort. It is, we can try one more time. So these are the things where we can, this one. Then these are the, already I told, conceptual areas in a pictorial form I have given you. Then mathematical competency. There is a difference between concept and competency, my dear friends. Somebody want to say something? So mathematical competencies, thinking mathematically, that is very, very important. And posing and solving mathematical problems, modeling mathematically, reasoning mathematically, representing mathematical entities, handling mathematical symbols and formalisms, communicating in, with, and about mathematics. And finally, nowadays it is more making use of teaching aids and including IT. So, teacher, this is what, but mathematics has a particular language. You can see terminology. Always when we go to the class, we tell, today addition lesson is plus, 5 plus, 2 plus, 3 plus, or subtraction. We'll say minus, multiplication into, divided by. Like that, we'll tell only the symbol in, especially in the words. Because we can tell the mathematical terminology in different ways. You see the slide, addition. What all the words you can use for addition? Sum. What is the sum? What is the total? What put all together, in all, increased by? So these are many mathematical, because this numeracy and literacy are interconnected. It is, you should not treat it as separate, mathematics separate, numeracy is separate. It is interconnected. The child should be able to understand. Suppose that's why when you give a question in a different form, even though concept is you taught in the class, you taught only the lesson, not the concept. The moment you change any of the words altogether, increased by, the child will not do the correct problem. Same thing, subtraction also, you can use all these words. Multiplication. So when you are giving the oral language in the mathematics class, try to use all these words where the child can acquire the mathematical skills. Mathematical is a skill. It is a problem-solving skill. So, dear teachers, please use all these words, and you see that these things will be given in whenever you go to class. Till that, don't say only plus, minus, into, divided by. Use all these words. Make the word problem by using all these words. Then only the child will be able to solve a problem when you give in a different way. So don't teach a lesson. You have to teach a concept. So mathematical terminology is a part of daily language. Use language in understanding mathematical ideas, language for disposition of mathematical thinking, communication language, precise communication language with mathematics. These things you have to compulsorily, you have to make. Just I will show some strategies which you can make one small, this one. What is the strategies you can use? First one is hands-on learning methods. Don't go and write on the, whenever you have something mathematics class, go with something. Don't go only one black color pen or whiteboard is, or white blackboard is there, white color chalk is there. Go with something material which is available. You can make wonderful classes in mathematics. Locally available, but don't buy anything. You can have the locally available material. You can do wonders in mathematics. Hands-on learning, that is the best way. Without hands-on learning experience, the child cannot develop any concept in the mathematics. He will only note down whatever you wrote on the board, and the moment you go and ask something, the child is not able to give the solution. Just you give the hands-on experience. I will show a small video. Just you watch the small video where the teacher is doing. Then one more small video.
For 500 ml water. How much it is? 500 ml. How much it is?
So the teacher is telling more or less the concept, which is the quantity is the less or more. So the child should be given first-hand experience to learn along with you. So then only you have. Next, visuals. Sort of visual things are there in mathematics. Take them, integrate math games into math lessons. That's what we are not doing. We are teaching, we are coming out of the class, we are not integrating any game, any making math interesting. Math should be made the most interesting class, but instead of the mathematics classes are made most difficult and fearsome classes. The moment the math teacher goes after primary, when the secondary, the children should not be afraid to take mathematics. They should take with interest. So make the math games. The child should learn with the games. Take dice, take some material, ask them to jump, hopscotch, games. Take them outside and teach instead of teaching in the class. So these are the things you can do. Then connect math concept to everyday life. This is the very, very important. Teachers, I will give one a small example. You have given a 5th class child. Please listen carefully. A 5th class child, 100 rupee note, and the child has purchased the things, whatever it may be, milk or anything, grocery, anything. So he had to get 50 rupees back from the shopkeeper. So what are the ways the 50 rupees can be given by the shopkeeper in the available denomination or denomination which is in value? So I think you can type in the chat box. What are the ways the child can get the 50 rupees in different forms, in different currencies? Please type in the chat box. See who will type first. ₹30 denomination is not there, madam. KVFS leader. Again, ₹30 denomination is not there. Kendriya Vidyalaya Hassan. 25 rupee denomination is not there. Denomination, I told the available currency denomination. Like that, he do not do 20 rupee note, 120 rupee note, like that. 35 also not there. I want the correct, clear picture. Okay, fine. So the child should be able to understand what all the methods he can. The shopkeeper should not cheat the child. So he should be able to count what all the ways he can get back that 50 rupees in the available currency, valid currency. Next, frequent feedback and direction. So you should not stand near the blackboard, teacher. Don't stand near the blackboard. If you stand near the blackboard, child will be in the back bench only. You will not bringing a child to the back front. So you have to move around in the class. Give the feedback. Suppose in geometry, how the child is holding the scale, how the child is holding the protractor or the compass to draw a circle. So give the feedback. It is also because psychomotor skills also there. How to fold correctly the angle. Because when they become architects, engineers in future, they should know the foundation is laid in the primary only. How to use a particular tool. So you give the feedback and direction what to do, how to go. So don't stand near the boards. Next one is reward progress. So whenever the child does, please, you were very done, great work. Give nothing. Vachaneka, that is the Sanskrit mein hai. So in speaking, nothing. You are not giving anything from your purse or from a school Vivian. You are telling the words which make the child more happy. Make everybody to clap. Oh, this child has done. You also can do. So make the child happy. So personalized lessons. What this is? What madam was this one? This is called IEP. So we in the coming courses we may take some classes how to make the inclusion of the children who need the direction is particular direction. So when I was working in some KV long back, the principal asked in the staff meeting, so and so आप बच्चे के लिए स्लो लर्नर के लिए क्या what is the efforts you are making to improve him? So that teacher told, sir, I am giving additional work. Then the principal told, अरे वो normal work भी नहीं कर पा रहा है, आप additional work क्या दे रहा है? So it is not the way where you have the personalized the lessons, how to go, then how to make that lesson for particular children who require additional help. It is additional for teacher, not for the student. You should not give additional work for the student, where the child is able to not do the normal work. Then inquiry-based learning. Mathematics should be inquiry-based learning. Science should be inquiry-based. Without inquiry-based learning, we cannot this one. So these are the very important this one approaches. Teachers keep in mind ELPS approach as NCRT is given in the FLN. Experience with physical objects. Any physical object available, spoken language, integrate with that experience with the language, then pictures that present the experience, then written symbols. So these are the things we have to take it up. Then we can go for some lesson and we'll see how this lesson can be made into a constructivism. So constructivism means you have to construct the knowledge. It is called a 5E lesson plan. Of course, it is little bit difficult level for the teachers to understand in the beginning, but you can make an effort. So it is very easy steps. No, then you need not feel any so that it is very difficult. So it is what you are doing is in this one. So these are the 5 steps where you can make the lesson plan format. Keeping in mind content mapping, students are asked to identify the key note what they find, see, observe in the video clip, picture, chart, demonstration. So these are the steps. Then explore. Students note their findings and observations because I am connecting it to my lesson where I am taking the lesson plan. Explain enquiries of students' findings and observation. Discuss with the peers, teacher, explain their findings, observation. Then elaborate instruction with the students, justifying correct and the findings, observations, and relating to the content of the day. Further adds more related to information. Then evaluate students' response, solution, work evaluated, solves the problems. So these are the thing, and you incorporate these steps in our lesson plan format what is given. So, and along with that, what TLM you want? Teaching learning material. TLM means it need not be very thing which is coming from heaven. You can make a very simple TLM by using a very small things also. Just I will go to the lesson plan, today's lesson plan. Just I stop sharing. I will show you a small lesson plan which I made. It is open, no? lesson plan. Okay. Coming. Okay, this is the one small lesson plan we made. Just we can go one by one, part, no problem. So, what are the lesson is class 5 mathematics, parts and wholes. That's why I took my introduction also with the sharing of elephants of Tenali Raman. You should have a clue to give to the students. Don't directly go and jump into the class, I am doing this and less lesson. Give a clue that students start thinking. That's why I gave a clue of my lesson plan. What I am going to take is a sharing. Parts and share. Sharing is how you can share the things. So that's why I gave even the fraction, one half, one third in the Tenali Raman's problem. So skill to competencies to be focused. What are the competencies to be focused? This should, main competency to be focused in this unit is understanding of basic concept. Basic concept is whole or part. It is a whole, it is a part. Then comparison of part and whole, small and big fractions. Which is small fraction, which is who has generally starts this process will start from the house when there are siblings are there. Mother has given more to younger brother, and the elder brother got more share, or younger brother got more share less. So this fight, the sharing concept is already in the child's mind. So big or small fractions, this is one. Then conversion into equal fractions. Suppose the child, you already made two parts, two more extra came. How that two more extra can be shared with the two parts. Then convert equivalent fractions. Then finally is the important is problem solving ability, different types of fractions. Problem solving ability is very, very important, where the problem should not be a problem only. It should be solved either in the daily life or in the classroom. Whether the child is able to solve the problem, that is the ultimate focus. That is a competency. That is the child will become competent when the child is able to do these things, acquire these competencies. So when you write the lesson plan, teachers, my dear teachers, you first study the lesson. What is concept or competency to be made very clear. Then out of that, what you are expecting from the child? What we are expecting children? बच्चों से हम क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा है, क्या सीखना, बच्चे क्या सीखना है. तो टारगेटेड लर्निंग आउटकम्स, व्हाट टारगेट, जैसे अर्जुन का निशान है ना, टारगेट. अर्जुन बोलते हैं हमको कभी पेड़ कभी पहाड़ नहीं दिख रहा है, केवल हमको बर्ड का चिड़िया का आंख दिख रहा है. So targeted learning outcome, what you want to expect that child should learn out of your this competency. What the child had to acquire the competency. One is identify fraction as a whole division. So the fractions, the child should be able, fraction is a part. The moment when I take something whole and I have to share, I have to make it a part. So it is a part of a whole. So different types of fraction. I can divide that whole into different types. I can divide it to 2 people, I can divide it into 4 people, I can divide it into 10 people, depending upon the capacity of the available resource and available things. Then converts improper mixed fraction. So what is a mixed fraction? How, suppose 1.5 is there. So how that 1.5 can be again be given to the different activities. Then equivalent fractions. So these are the relate these things to the children. Then another thing important is generally we don't concentrate. It is key vocabulary. What the child is expected to learn, key vocabulary. from that particular lesson. For in this lesson, I made some key vocabulary like this: fraction, then numerator, denominator, proper fraction, improper fraction, like fraction, unlike fraction, equivalent fraction, mixed fraction. These are the child should be able to recognize what is the vocabulary is corresponding to this particular thing in the topic. So when the child is able to, oh, I am taking one and a half. So the child will, oh, it is a mixed fraction. 1/2. Oh, it is a mixed fraction. So it has a full number and it is a part also. Then improper fraction. Oh, it is a fraction. It is not a correct fraction. It is not a way to correct the fraction. So the child should be able to learn this vocabulary and it corresponded to the fraction. Then what activities, this is main thing where we fail to do in the classrooms in a situation. So give the student a fraction, whatever the material, I am showing some material, whatever material you show, or that is the availability of your resources. So you ask the child to bring a pizza or a cake. That depends upon your locally available resources. Or you can do anything. You bring a small paper also, you can beautifully teach. The teacher should be resourceful. Tell students they will work with their partners to represent fraction on a number line. So work with partners means what is this, maybe anybody tell what is this line refers to? Tell students they will work with their partners to represent fractions on a whole line. Anybody can give a word for this one? In what is this actually goes? What is this? What is this work with fraction partners? What is this type of learning we call? Anybody? Okay. It is a collaborative learning. Children work in groups and pairs. Peer learning, collaborative learning, teamwork. Give each partner pairing fraction, task card, and instruct them to find a place on the number line. So you can give such things. Check a class and discuss. Have students recreate in their notebooks with beautiful colors. Repeat with varying number lines and fractions. For example, you could use from number line 0 to 1. So what are resources you want? You can use fraction cards, dice, colors, actual thinking. And I will show something to you here. I actually brought so many materials for you. This one. Amresh, can you help? I'll stop here. So these are the things where a full is there and we can keep the two fractions. And you can have a lot of things. Then also you can make it into different portion. The dice is there, no? Turn the dice. One dice is there. You see one dice, small dice in cover. A small cover, 1/6, 1/4 is it. So ask the children to this one. I will definitely teach us. Some you are asking class 1. I will definitely give something. I have material for that one also. Next, you can make the child to use this one. This is one by 3. So that you distribute the child. Then suppose you have to make it equivalent fractions. How you can make the equivalent fraction? You take these two. You can make this one again. 2 portions. Like this you can give. So these are the things, actual things, hands-on experience you can provide to the children so that they can learn the things. Very, very important concept is, no, not this one. This is this, not this. One by for everything. Okay. So give the varieties of things the children forming the child, and the child should be able to make it a jigsaw puzzles, and you can have the number line cards where the child can write the things. Then some of you are asking for in class 1, it is made by our class 1 children only, with teachers, where we have to start from the numbers. So I used small bindis. So these 3 types of bindis, I used the bindis, and I make them to write the number, and I made them to corresponding bindis, so that they can feel also. I told them to write all the small bindis over it, so they can, that is called a multi-sensory approach. The child can feel and the shape of the things. And this where you can fixing boards, how the child can fix the boards into the classroom. 6, 8. Well, these things you can make. It need not be a purchased one also. You can make a ready-made things need not be purchased. You can make the children and the teachers to do that one. Then like that you can make small 6, 4, 8. So all these things are done in the classroom itself by using the small material like cards, flashcards, and things. So class 1 we don't have. We have to first teach the pre-number concepts before we actually jump into the numbers 1 to 9. We can make them to learn the Vidya Pravesh is there. I think most of the schools are doing Vidya Pravesh, that is given. What is the comparison of pre-number concepts, small or big, short, this and long. So they can learn, and the heavy, light. Then they can go to the number, writing the number concepts and different types of shapes. They can make keep the shapes into the different blocks where the shapes will be fixed into the blocks. So these are the things where the children have to given the first-hand experience. Experiential learning is not only activity. At the same time, the child should express the experience what it felt. Papa, I am putting dice. 5 come. The child should be able to recognize that number and the corresponding objects. That is an experiential learning. Simply writing 5 is not different. The child should be able to recognize the pattern on the shape and the actual thing. So that is called, I told in ELPS learning. ELPS means actual symbol it should represent. For example, I have written 5. The child should be able to 5 objects. Oh, this is representing the 5 in class 1 and class. In class 2, I already shown one picture where you can make the child to learn 1, tens, and this one place values also. You can, like this, we made some cards where we have different types of bindis, where I'm asking 100 value, tens value, ones value, and the child will be touching it and counting, and again on the reverse it has written what is the number for that particular representation. So this the child you can do it very well. It is all not at all expensive at all. It is very easy to make and very cheap and very effective also. The child will do and learn. It is all done by children only. Next, we can have like colorful ice cream sticks like this. So where the child can learn the colors, concepts, and counting also. So these are the things where Because all the material can be used for class 1, color ice cream sticks. So these can be, ice cream sticks can be used for the classes 1, not even class 5 also you can use. For counting, color differentiation, fractions also you can use. So these are the things where these materials can be used. And one more beautiful, this one is to explain place value. So in the number will be folded like this. So when you expand the place value, so you can see, and you can ask the child unfold, so that the expansion of the place values. So these are the things, these are the things you can easily make in the classes with the help of children. That is called actual TLM. TLM means the teacher and learner both should be involved. Our role should be only a facilitator who can guide the direction. I told him the direction, give direction, that the child learn. So don't make the child a student, make him a learner. So if you do all these things, definitely your math class will be definitely interesting. So lesson plan you are already writing in diaries, but only thing I am giving is some hints what you best you can accommodate to make the child to be an active learner. So targeting learning outcomes, you know the concept. Just you copy and finish the diary को sign कर देंगे, वो नहीं होना. But the diary should be in your heart. The diary should not be in the notebook. The diary which you take is in your heart. You have to take the diary by student keeping the learner into your heart and make them to make your diary to implement in the hearts of the student. So don't take the diary only as a notebook where the HM or the principal will sign. And so whatever diary you have written, it should be implemented systematically. So we are giving only a direction how to go, what is a targeted learning outcome particular lesson, and what is a outcome concept you have to develop. So don't develop any lesson. If you develop a lesson, you are not a teacher. If you develop a concept, if you develop a competency, then only you are a teacher. If you develop a lesson, if you teach a lesson, you are not teacher. You have to make the concept to be clear. That's why I took a very simple this one. How you can go about to Tenali Raman as a mathematician like Archimedes or Ramanujan, but he solved the problem. So now I want how many of you can solve that problem like Tenali Raman. So can I have your attention how the Tenali Raman solved that problem? You can, some of you can open your mic and tell, no problem. Now I will mute.
Sir, this is the number counting, it is a fraction, it is. Actually, they given the total numbers was 18, after they given this 1.4, this should be divided and you should convert and get the answers to this. So total it will be 9 plus the 5 plus, it will be balance, it will be.
KB, MEG, one of you can speak. Speak. No, the answer is correct. How it? So I want how. Suppose child also you can also write for the suppose the child asks, sir, how it was solved. So you want to be in a position to tell how you can explain the child.
Yes, sir. Actually, they given the numbers, they given 1/3. So 1/3 is numerator is the 1/3 is the denominator is the 3. Total is the 18 it is. So it should be simplified with that one. So we get the answer it is. Number they given the words actually is the 1 to 1 second they given. So 1 second is 1/2 is the total it becomes is the 18 it is. So the 18 is how many times it becomes the 2 given is the 9 it is. So that is the 9 one it is. So like that we can do it final answers.
And see here, a teacher should have, okay.
Venkatagiri sir, please unmute yourself.
Tenali Raman, how he solved that we can represent, but we should be able to explain the children also, no, how it can be done. It is coming, I think. So this is the, as usual, Ramalinga has resolved the problem. This is how Ramalinga was solved. To these 17 elephants, Ramalinga added one more elephant taken on a king's force, 18. Then he distributed 9 elephants, which is equal to half of the part. So we are teaching fractions. So you include such concepts from mental thinking process, where the original problem should not be affected, and next, this is called out of box thinking. Out of box thinking means where you are not using not only your brain, something beyond the brain. That you have to. That is the aim of a mathematics. Should be aim of a mathematics teacher. So how that Tenali Raman used the one small this one. So I will show you a small last one. I will finish within 2 minutes. I will finish. I'll stop sharing and I will show one small thing, and then I will stop sharing the screen. It's all out of box thinking, what we say. So this is fun only. Some fun how you can teach out of box thinking. So it is not correct, but you can make something out of box thinking like Tenali Raman to make it like this. So you should have some out of box thinking in the life also to solve many problems. Otherwise, problems will be problems for all the times. So 5 plus 5 plus 5, 550 is equal to 550 is not done. Then where you can make that plus into a 4 so that it can become the correct formula. So I thank once again our Honorable Assistant Commissioner Madam and KV DRDO Principal and HM for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. Hope it will do some sense in your classrooms, and I will be happy if these things are implemented in the classrooms. And as AC Madam told, we will be sharing the as per Commissioner Madam's guidelines, we will be making some material and we will be shortly sharing with as per direction of the Assistant Commissioner Madam. We will definitely do the best to our KV teachers and KV students. Thank you, Madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Venkatagiri sir. Thank you for enlightening these teachers about the essential elements of a good teaching learning strategy in mathematics, and how integration of literacy and numeracy has to be done through mathematical terminologies and incorporating mathematical skills. And you also taught the participants the components of mathematics lesson plan. It is very important, and how TLMs have to be used for maths. Best TLMs that could be used were shown, sir. Thank you. And you also have brought about that out-of-box thinking by incorporating fun games in maths. Thank you. Thank you for such a wonderful presentation, sir.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Now it's time for lunch break. So the time is 12:27.